is your AI briefing for July 18th, 2026, with 12 stories. Story 1. Hackers expose how AI music app Suno stole decades worth of copyrighted music. Security researchers published evidence showing AI music app Suno allegedly ingested decades of copyrighted tracks without proper licensing, sparking renewed scrutiny from rights holders and investigators. The breach reveals Suno trained on millions of unprotected files, enabling the replication of specific artist styles without consent. This exposes the platform to massive litigation risks as labels demand immediate takedowns and financial restitution for unauthorized commercial use. Suno's legal exposure is catastrophic. Not just a PR issue, the real loser is the music industry's trust in AI, while Suno likely faces existential licensing costs. Story 2. Claude can now use your passwords to carry out tasks for you. Anthropic's Claude adds agentic login capability to complete live bookings, account tasks, and online shopping, with user credentials now enabling direct automation rather than manual prompts. Users grant temporary credential access only for specific actions, ensuring the model cannot autonomously access unrelated data. This raises significant privacy concerns as sensitive authentication details are processed by a third-party AI service. Giving AI your passwords for shopping isn't automation, it's outsourcing your security hygiene to a model that hallucinates. Story 3. Agentic ID. VintSurf joins project to give every AI agent a durable identifier. VintSurf is joining a new Agentic ID project to enable verifiable, durable identifiers for AI agents so cross-agent communications can be authenticated and trusted. Addressing identity ambiguity, standardized identifiers enable secure, automated interactions between distinct AI systems without human intervention. This framework prevents malicious spoofing and ensures accountability in decentralized agent networks. The VintSurf's Agentic ID is a necessary technical patch for trust, but won't stop the inevitable botnet proliferation it enables. Story 4. Google-backed satellites for wildfire detection launch as smoke chokes US, Canada. Google's FireSat satellites launched to improve wildfire detection by spotting heat and smoke patterns that other satellites miss, aiming to boost real-time alerts across the US and Canada as smoke worsens. The constellation comprises 150 satellites equipped with thermal sensors designed to identify fires smaller than 1 hectare, enabling detection before they become uncontrollable. FireSat offers genuine detection gains, but deploying them while US skies choke is opportunistic branding rather than emergency response. Story 5. Gemini can make sense of the world around you, but don't let it observe your children just yet. Researchers evaluating Gemini 2.5 Pro on parent-child videos found it reliably observes interactions, but struggles with expert-level judgments of children's communication, raising near-term privacy-first limits on monitoring kids. The model misidentified complex social cues in toddler interactions, leading to inaccurate assessments of developmental milestones. This limitation underscores the risk of deploying autonomous systems for sensitive childcare decisions without rigorous human oversight. A Gemini 2.5 Pro sees but doesn't understand, proving that surveillance tech lacks the nuance to replace human judgment, leaving parents with privacy risks and no safety net. Story 6. How Apple's big lawsuit could disrupt OpenAI's IPO plans. Apple's trade secrets lawsuit filed last Friday alleges misconduct reaching OpenAI's chief hardware officer and cites 400+ former Apple employees, threatening delays to OpenAI's planned IPO as responses remain tightly hedged. Apple's claims detail how former engineers allegedly transferred trade secrets to OpenAI, creating legal exposure that complicates regulatory scrutiny for the upcoming public offering. This litigation risk forces investors to reassess valuation timelines as OpenAI delays its financial disclosures to manage liability. Apple weaponizes its talent drain to tank OpenAI's valuation, proving that litigation is the new moat for hardware giants fighting software disruptors. Story 7. China's Kimi K3 is out and beats Claude Fable and GPT 5.6 Sol on key benchmarks. Moonshot AI released Kimi K3, a 2.8 trillion parameter model that outscored Fable 5 on a creative writing benchmark and topped Arena AI's front-end code leaderboard, matching Claude's Sonnet-level pricing. The model's architecture employs sparse mixture of experts to achieve this performance while maintaining cost efficiency for enterprise users. Consequently, competitors face pressure to match both the technical capabilities and the aggressive pricing structure of Moonshot AI. Moonshot's K3 wins on benchmarks but loses on credibility, exposing how easily Chinese labs game open leaderboards to mask architectural stagnation. Story 8. Meta is reportedly looking to lease AI computing power to Anthropic. Meta is reportedly negotiating a 2-year, up to $10 billion deal to lease AI compute capacity to Anthropic, shifting some inference training workloads through Meta's infrastructure. This arrangement allows Anthropic to scale operations without building its own data centers while generating revenue for Meta's idle hardware. The deal signals a growing industry trend where tech giants monetize infrastructure rather than solely competing on model development. Meta monetizes its stranded GPU assets, while Anthropic buys its way past hardware scarcity, leaving smaller competitors with neither compute nor cash. Story 9. Apple, Google must stop profiting off AI Nudify apps, San Francisco AG says. The AG demands immediate removal of these applications and refunding of associated fees to victims of non-consensual imagery. This enforcement action pressures major tech platforms to implement stricter content filters against sexualized deepfakes. Apple and Google collect tolls on predatory tech while feigning innocence. Enforcement is purely about protecting storefront revenue, not user safety. Story 10. Fine-tune video and image models at scale with NVIDIA NeMo Automodel and diffusers. NVIDIA NeMo Automodel with diffusers enables scaling fine-tuning for video and image generative models by automating training pipelines, reducing manual setup and accelerating iteration for production teams. The system supports distributed training across thousands of GPUs, allowing enterprises to train complex models efficiently without specialized infrastructure expertise. This automation drastically cuts development cycles, enabling faster deployment of custom generative AI solutions in production environments. NVIDIA automates the grind, but the real cost is the massive GPU burn rate production teams will quietly absorb to hit these iteration speeds. Story 11. Patreon stops asking AI bots not to scrape and starts blocking them. Patreon is partnering with Cloudflare to block AI scrapers that train on creator content without permission, moving beyond robots.txt and tightening bot controls to reduce unauthorized model training. This technical shift empowers creators to protect their intellectual property from unauthorized commercial use by generative AI systems. The move signals a broader industry trend towards stricter enforcement of web scraping policies to preserve creator revenue streams. Patreon finally realizes robots.txt is polite fiction, trading creator trust for a harder firewall against the AI models that commodify their labor. Story 12. Claude can now enter all your passwords for you if you give it permission. Starting Oct 2024, 1Password plus Claude will use delegated password filling via 1Password's Vault. Claude never receives or stores secrets. The integration utilizes local authentication protocols to ensure sensitive credentials remain isolated on the user's device. This architecture provides a secure method for automating login processes without exposing data to third-party AI models. Claude fills passwords without touching the vault, solving the trust problem by simply refusing to be a dumb human who writes things down. That is the briefing for today.